Second floor of City Hall for the Common Council meeting. Agenda's been posted, media's been notified. Clerk, please take the roll call.
David Holt. Here. Stephen Jopek. Luke Kramer.
Here.
Carrie Michalowski.
Here.
Gerald Anderson.
Here.
Thomas Barnett.
Here.
Bob Luter.
Here.
Leanne Felton.
Here.
Chris Hannes.
Here. We have 7 out of 8. We do have quorum. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, moving on to number 4, which is public comment. I have Thomas Barnett.
Tom Barnett, 1410 North Stevens Street. I recently had the opportunity to meet separately with both Keith and Nina regarding the future of our city's golf course. I was particularly impressed by Keith's innovative vision and forward-thinking ideas for its development. I'm also very optimistic about Nina's potential contributions to the marketing efforts, and I believe they make a strong and complementary team. I'm hopeful that Keith, along with the dedicated individuals involved, will successfully revitalize the golf course. I'm fully committed to supporting their efforts and these ideas 100%. I'm excited to see the positive changes they bring. I want to thank Keith and Nina for restoring my hope in the future of our golf course.
Thank you. Anyone else have public comment? Any of the alders have any public comment? Okay, not seeing. Moving on to number 5, mayor's comments. None apply at this time. Moving on to number 6, administration report. Patrick,
Nothing outside of what was submitted in the packet.
any questions on his report? Not seeing. Public hearings, none apply. Presentations, none apply. Proclamations, none apply. Moving on to 10, which is consent agenda. We only have the meeting minutes from the Common Council of February 10th.
Holt, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda, which is the meeting minutes from February 10th.
Felton, second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Not seeing. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose, abstain. Motion passes. Moving on to 11, ordinances, none apply. Moving on to 12, unfinished business, none apply. Moving on to 13A, discuss and/or action proposing the budget amendments for 2024. Turn it over to Patrick and our treasurer, Wendy.
Sure. So basically, this is, if you want to look at it like in the simplest of terms, it's a reconciliation of the 2024 budget. Happens in every municipality. Wendy just doing any reallocations or settling up. That's basically it. Wendy, if I got that wrong, correct me.
No, that sums it up.
Luder, I'll make a motion to approve the 2024 budget amendments as submitted by City Finance Director, Treasurer.
Michalowski, second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, not seeing none. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Thomas Barnett.
Aye.
Leanne Felton.
Aye.
Carrie Michalowski.
Aye.
Bob Luder.
Aye.
Gerald Anderson. Gerald Anderson. Oh,
He gave a
he
thumbs
thumbs up. David Holt.
Aye.
Luke Kramer.
Aye.
Stephen Jopek.
Motion passes. Moving on to 13B, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2025-31. This would be a contract for a street project in the amount of $6,613,895.77 to Mussins. I don't know if Patrick, you want to take it or turn it to Mark? Or?
Mark, I don't know if you want to take this one, but basically I'll try to do it and let's see how I do. The bids came back. Mussins in the aggregate was the lowest bidder when alternates and supplemental were included with the base bid. So Mark, take it away, what you think.
That was a pretty good summation, Patrick, good job. Bids came in very favorably. If you saw my recommendation letter, my estimate for the base bid was $7.5 million and change. Bids came in significantly lower than that. What I think is it was a much more competitive bid. We had 38 general contractors pull plans on this. And we're also getting out of the COVID era. So if you remember when we did Oneida, and our estimate was based on the Oneida project, 3 years after the fact. But what I'm thinking is we're getting out of the COVID era where the contractors were getting down to more reasonable pricing. So I hate to be that far off on an estimate, but I'd rather be that much high than low. So bids were very favorable. I would like to point out one thing on my recommendation letter, which Gerald pointed out to me. If you look at this, for the base bid total, it looks like Switlick and Sons is low bid. As I pointed out in the recommendation letter, we had some issues with Switlick's bid. They were the only contractor that submitted a paper bid. After the bid opened, we gathered everything up and started putting the bid tab together, which you see on the back end of the recommendation letter, and they were missing one page of that. So we had to hunt that down. The total that you're seeing here is everything less that one page. Once we got that page in and made the correction, which I failed to do on the recommendation letter, my apologies, Switlick's base bid was $6,581,743. So they were solidly in third place. The alternate bids, just to go through those quickly, you see some odd numbers from different contractors on there. You see some minus numbers and then some large numbers. What that is for alternate selections for pumps for the lift station. So the lift station was bid out separately. It's a rehab, redoing the piping, the wiring, and the control panel and the pumps for the Rose Street lift station. That's included in the base bid. The alternate bids are for, instead of the flight pumps, going with a different pump. And we had 3 different alternates or 3 different choices. We walked through this with a couple of contractors that did it per our intent, which is the positive and negative numbers. It would be either an adder or a subtraction from their lift station bid price. A couple other contractors just did a replacement price. It's moot at this point. I've discussed with Kurt in the city, if you remember, the Pelham Street lift station, we kind of went through this as well. The city has flight pumps in the city. The city's preference is flight pumps to keep consistency within the city. That helps with inventory, that helps with emergency replacement if you have a pump failure. So the base bid is for the flight pumps. So our recommendation is based on that, based on conversations with Kurt at the wastewater treatment plant and their preference for flight pumps. It would be base bid. Alternate bids 1, 2, and 3 would not be awarded. Alternates 4, 5, and 6, those are for the stretches of the alley in between Doyle and Fremont. So this is reconstruction of all alleys in those 3 blocks. So with all that said, Musson is the low bidder in any combination of alternate bids, supplemental bid, the whole works. We recommend the base bid, which would be include the lift station with the flight pumps. The supplemental bid items, and just to give you guys a refresher on the supplemental, those are items that we may encounter during construction. The idea of the supplemental is just to establish pricing in case those things may come up. Part of our supplemental is fabric. We're going to be in some pretty poor materials down at Lakeshore and half a block of Rose and potentially in the parking area on the north side. So we have some fabric in there, some additional breaker, some odds and ends that we may need during construction. So the idea with the supplemental is just to establish that pricing so we don't have to negotiate it if it were to come up during construction. So if we do the base bid, supplemental, and alternate bids 4, 5, and 6, which are the alleys, our total is $6,613,895.77, and we recommend award to Musson for the contract in that amount for those particular parts.
So then for Patrick, looking at this more from a budget point of view, since this is coming under budget, is this something you feel we're got adequate funds to cover this project?
Yes, I do. The one thing I would say is Mark in his memo said about the alleyways, the alternates 4, 5, and 6. Spoke with Justin Ernst, the streets foreman. Those alleyways need attention, and that's putting it very mildly. They're in pretty rough shape, so I would completely say that those should be included in there.
Ludo, I'll make a motion to approving the recommendation for Town and Country Engineering to award the contract for the 2025 Messer Street Area Utility and Street Improvements Project to Musson Brothers, Inc. for a total price of $6,613,895.77.
Kramer, second.
Motion second, any discussion on the motion?
Mr. Mayor, if I can add one more thing. We are waiting on rural development to get us the closing instructions. So if we were to award this, I would suggest awarding it contingent on closing instructions from rural development.
So, Mr. Luder, since you made the motion to approve the resolution, that would be included in that resolution document?
I would be happy to modify my,
Mr. Mayor, you don't need to. It's included in the resolution. It's the last whereas.
all right.
So based on you making the motion to support the resolution, you're supporting that mentality?
That's correct.
So, okay. Any other discussion? Okay, not seeing none. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Carrie Mikulowski,
Aye.
David Holt,
Aye.
Luke Kramer,
Aye.
Stephen Jopek, Gerald Anderson,
Aye.
Thomas Barnett.
Aye.
Leanne Felton.
Aye.
Bob Luder.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to C, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2025-32. This will be an agreement with Roger Bisk for alcohol concessions at Norwood Golf Course. Turn it over to our city administrator.
Sure, and so basically, one of the things that we found is, as a municipality, because we issue liquor licenses, we can't issue one to ourselves, bit of a conflict there. So Steve and I have been working together with Roger Brisk. Roger's an experienced bar owner, bar manager. He would be willing to undertake this to get the license. Steve, I don't know if there's anything you want to add to this. Basically, Steve wrote up an agreement, and the stipend would be $1,000, and a couple's golf membership is what he'd be willing to do this for. So pretty reasonable price.
Yeah, the only thing I was going to mention is we do go through the Wisconsin Department of Revenue, because even though we can't issue a license to ourselves, the state of Wisconsin still has to issue us a permit to operate at one of our public facilities, and that's what it's for. And that's why it's written the way it is, that we'll get a permit, Roger will be the concessionaire, I'll get that right, concessionaire, which is the word that the statute uses. It's just a nice word for the guy that's going to run the place. But that's what the statute uses, that's why you've got it in the ordinance that way.
Barnett, I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-32, approving an agreement with Roger Brisk for alcohol concessions at Northwood Golf Club.
Felton, second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Gerald Anderson. Gave a thumbs up.
Aye.
Stephen Jopek. Luke Kramer.
Aye.
Carrie Mikulowski.
Aye.
Bob Luder.
Aye.
Thomas Barnett.
Aye.
David Holt.
Aye.
Leanne Felton.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to D, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2025-33. This would be an agreement with Force Up point-of-sale system for Northwoods. Turn it over to our city administrator.
Yeah, so basically what it is we have a point-of-sale system. I was wrong in my administrator's report. I said they took it with them. They didn't. They gave up, Oliphant gave up management of it. But we have a point-of-sale system out there right now. Needs to be, we can do better, basically. Keith Sterone, the general manager, is here to answer any questions you have. Keith, take it away.
Yes, thank you. Since we lost Oliphant and the city took us back under control, our current point-of-sale system company that we're using is asking us to renew our agreement with them for 2 years. So while this came up, I decided to do some research. I talked with Wendy about something that would make her job a little easier in the reporting on the back end, because the system we have now just doesn't cooperate well. So I did some research. I did some demonstrations while I was at the golf show with all these companies. I narrowed it down to 2 companies that I would recommend to choose from. I decided on one and chose 4Up Systems, not only because of their operating system and how well it works, but all the things that's integrated in it for us to grow with at this club as we're going to grow down the line. So if you have any questions, please let me know, because I know this is going to look odd to most people.
Any questions for our golf manager, Mr. Barnett?
Hey, Keith. What is the selling point for 4Up as opposed to the one that's already out there?
So 4Up and the system we have now are both basically the same style of operating system. The one we have currently is Golf Now. It's their G1 system. It is a basic form for our operation. It does a tee sheet for us. It allows for reservations. It handles a very minimal bar and restaurant capability to it. It's not a full program, and it does not have any tournament software built into it. So when a tournament comes up, we actually have a third party that we pay every year to use their tournament software. So this system, 4Up went out and bought a restaurant program from a company. They bought the whole company and integrated it into their system. So it's a full restaurant and bar package inside of it. The same thing with the tournament program. There was a company out there that was like the company we use currently. They went out and actually purchased them as a company and integrated their tournament system into it. So it'll allow us to grow over the next 5 to 10 years without having to fight the system and try and keep it working.
Mr. Kramer?
Just for my own knowledge, could you explain what a trade time is?
Yes. So we're familiar with this in the golf industry from many years. All the systems do this. A trade time is an allocated time slot that we allow the company we get the software from to sell a tee time. So each tee time has 4 slots in it, so 4 players can play in that tee time. We allocate to them on the current agreement 3 of those slots. So we give them an allocation of 12 players that they can sell for us to have use of their system. They don't charge us for their system. That's how they make the money on the back end. So with the new system going to 4 up, I've negotiated with them to get it down to only a 1 tee time slot with 4 players only for us to get that same program that's even better without giving away more tee times at our golf course in that trade allocation.
Ms. Mikulowski?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution 2025-33, approving an agreement with 4UP for a point-of-sale system for Northwood Golf Club.
Luder, second.
Motion second. Any discussion on the motion? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Leanne Felton.
Aye.
Bob Luder.
Aye.
Luke Kramer.
Aye.
Thomas Barnett. Aye. Gerald Anderson.
Aye.
Carrie Mikulowski.
Aye.
Stephen Jopek. David Holt.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to E, discuss and/or action discounted city employee membership at Northwoods Golf Club. So a couple things. One, Patrick, I don't know if we figured out how many people actually use or take advantage of this.
That I don't know. I know of 2 people that do, but I don't know if there's any more out there. But I know of 2 for certain that do. I don't think there's very many more, if any.
So,
I know I would like to this year, but we'll see what happens.
so we have a benefit that we're offering for how many employees we have for the city?
Over 100.
That roughly, let's say 3% use.
Sounds about right.
So I would recommend that we just discontinue and not have an employee discount for golf at this point. So, but you guys are council, you guys could decide how you want to move forward on this topic.
Barnett, I'll make a motion to discontinue membership at Northwoods Golf Club for city employees.
Just to clarify, to discontinue. Discounted membership, okay.
Sorry, yeah. Discounted, not full memberships, discounted memberships.
Hold second.
Okay, we have a motion second. Any discussion on the motion?
Make that clear.
Not seeing any. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Luke Kramer.
Aye.
David Holt.
Aye.
Bob Luder. Aye. Stephen Jopek. Thomas Barnett.
Aye.
Gerald Anderson. He gave a thumbs up. Leanne Felton.
Aye.
Carrie Mikulowski.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to 14, communications, none apply. Moving on to 15, future agenda items. Anything anyone would like to add? Okay, not seeing. Our next regular council meeting will be March 10th at 6 p.m. With that, it is 6:20, meeting adjourned.